Today, for the first time, we will see an Elite Four member take on a Battle Frontier Brain. As Marshall, the fighting-type Elite Four member of the Unova Pokemon League, will take on Greta, the Arena Tycoon of the Hoenn Battle Frontier. Which trainer will score a win on the board for their region? Let's get down to the arena to find the answer. It looks like Marshall is going to lead off the battle with his Metacham, quite a powerful Pokemon indeed, especially with pure power, whereas Greta playing it very interestingly with a Shedinja lead. Now Shedinja of course has that Wonder Guard ability. It will not be able to be hit by anything that is not super effective, and it looks like Metacham may not have had anything to hit it with, as Shedinja getting a free Swords Dance off on the switch, as Marshall is going to bring in the Mienshao. Now Mienshao likely has something like knockoff, you'd imagine, but Shedinja going for the +2 Shadow Sneak. This is why it is an underrated threat for sure, as Mienshao taking a whopping amount of damage, and here comes the knockoff. Oh, it looks like the Shedinja does have the Focus Sash though, so even though it only has 1 HP in total, the Focus Sash is able to allow it to live, and now the second Shadow Sneak, Mienshao can't do anything. I guess Marshall realizing it's not worth it to switch out and take 2 inevitable Shadow Sneaks in a row, especially with them being powered up, as in comes his Throw now. Now Throw is quite a bulky legend indeed. Let's see what happens with this Shadow Sneak. Oh, it is going to eat it up quite well, and it does have the knockoff to be able to take down that Shedinja. Shedinja is quite a scary threat for a fighting team overall. It's a good thing Marshall does have some coverage here, whereas it looks like his Throw does have some leftovers, so it will be able to repair some of that bulk it has. Whereas now Greta bringing in her own Metacham. This is an interesting duality here. Both players do have a Metacham, and Metacham is a giant threat for a fighting team after all. It is part psychic, and now Marshall bringing out his own Metacham to take it, and whoa, that did a huge amount of damage. That's what we're talking about with that pure power right there. And Marshall perhaps not anticipating that bullet punch, so it does have priority. Perhaps he was hoping to actually outspeed and maybe do some big damage right back on it, but no, as Greta's Metacham does appear to have the Life Orb, which will give it some extra power at the cost of some recoil every turn, as in comes the Lucario on Marshall's side, and now that will outspeed the Metacham. That is a crucial factor. Whoa! Flash Cannon. Oh, it did get a critical hit, taking down the Metacham. We'll have to check back on the range on that. Who knows if it would have taken it out either way, but wow, that was quite a powerful move regardless, as in comes the Breloom now on Greta's side, arguably her signature Pokemon. Marshall recognizing the threat with Lucario being weak to fighting after all, and Throw coming back in on the field as the Mach Punch comes in, and Throw eats that up. Oh my word, that is a bulky Pokemon, as when it's all said and done, that Mach Punch did almost negligible damage, as the Breloom does appear to have a Toxic Orb. So now Breloom does have the Poison Heal ability, and it is going to put the Throw to sleep. That is a big danger for Marshall, as Breloom can be quite a threat that can set up really well. As Throw staying asleep here will get some recovery, but we want to see here what Greta is planning to do with this Breloom. What type of set does she run? Obviously it will be healed every turn thanks to its Toxic Orb, and she is going to go for the Substitute. So the Substitute making, oh, but the Throw wakes up! So it is invulnerable, however it did just sacrifice 25% of its health for that Substitute, and it did get decimated right away. Greta perhaps not anticipating that Throw would wake up that early, as Throw now getting more recovery all the while, whereas Breloom is going to get some recovery as well from that Poison Heal. So 2 Pokemon. Breloom's not super bulky, but it kind of plays like it, as it is going to put the Throw back to sleep with Spore. This is quite a danger indeed, because it does outspeed the Throw, meaning at Greta's whim it can just be put to sleep, and now Breloom has free opportunity to set up again. We have to assume she is going to go for that Substitute again, and what she's planning beyond that, only time will tell, as both Pokemon now have a status condition technically speaking, but Marshall deciding to switch out. Now Sleep Clause is in effect, so Greta will not be able to put more than 1 Pokemon to sleep at a time, as in comes Conkeldurr, although Breloom did have a free turn there to set up Substitute, and Conkeldurr looking to have its own Toxic Orb, which will activate its Guts ability, which is going to increase its attack power massively, as now in comes the Leech Seed coming in from Breloom. so now Breloom will technically get double recovery, both from the Leech Seed and from its Poison Heal ability, whereas Conkeldurr now actually taking down the substitute with Facade. Now Facade does double in power when the Pokemon has a status condition, and stack that on top of the Guts ability, and Conkeldurr is a massively powerful Pokemon. But not only that, it is also quite bulky. So Greta, yes, deciding to switch out here. Interesting, as she's going to go into the Gengar, perhaps predicting something like the Drain Punch or even the Facade, but no! Oh, Marshall going for the knockoff. Whoa! Wow, what a play by Marshall, instantly one-hit KOing Gengar with knockoff on the switch. That was unbelievable. You have to imagine Greta was aware that Conkeldurr does have Mach Punch after all, which could have done some big guts damage to Breloom, and Marshall perhaps realizing that knockoff would have done enough damage to break Breloom's sub anyway, and Gengar was the perfect switch there to take either Mach Punch, a Drain Punch, or a Facade. Gengar's immune to all of those, was the perfect switch, could have possibly gotten the kill off on Conkeldurr in response, but no, now the Breloom is back on the field, did get the substitute up. It's not going to last very long, as Conkeldurr is going to be drained by that Leech Seed. And now keep in mind, Conkeldurr doesn't have Poison Heal, so the poison is actually going to hurt it every turn. Yes, it does boost its attack, but that damage is going to stack up turn over turn, as we're seeing right now. It's already at half health. So I fear this is the end of the Conkeldurr on the field, as Marshall trying to desperately to figure out a way to deal with this Breloom. It has been causing some major trouble here, as in comes Machamp, and the Breloom is going to get the substitute off again. Now the good thing on Marshall's side for this turn being he did get rid of that Leech Seed, and the Machamp will be burned by its Flame Orb after all. That will activate its Guts as well, as the Facade coming in, breaking that substitute undoubtedly, as we'll see if Breloom is going to go for the Leech Seed again on Machamp this time. Yes, it is, so the Leech Seed giving it even more recovery. This Breloom is an absolute menace. If you come to think of it, it can likely outspeed anything on Marshall's team, which means it could technically set up this Sleep and Substitute and Leech Seed setup on anything he has. How is he going to handle this? We'll have to see. Machamp now getting hurt by its own burn. Now Machamp does have one option here. Yes, the Bullet Punch. The Bullet Punch is priority, so it will get some damage off on the Breloom for perhaps the first time this battle. As Breloom now going for the substitute, and it is at half health, below half health in fact. Oh, I spoke too soon, as in comes the Leech Seed here. And of course the Poison Heal will also stack on top of that. Oh man, this thing is just, I've said it once, I'll say it again, it is a menace. I don't know what we're going to do here in terms of Marshall's options, but Machamp is going to be switched out here, realizing even the priority move is not enough, as in comes Conkeldurr again. An interesting choice, as now, oh, Breloom, realizing it already had the Leech Seed on Machamp, and now finally going for some attacking, some offensive prowess here, as it goes for the Mach Punch on Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr getting quite low on health. We'll see what Marshall wants to do here, as Breloom getting another Mach Punch off. Conkeldurr will survive in the red here, and going for a Mach Punch of its own, trying to perhaps out-prioritize. Not going to happen with the Breloom, but that definitely will be able to break its sub. So now Breloom getting more Poison Heal recovery, and it will not have Leech Seed, but the poison, oh, it will take Conkeldurr down. So a key member of Marshall's team being folded here, as in comes Lucario. Now, you know what? That might help him out. That poison kill might help him out a little bit, as Breloom now going for Mach Punch. Whoa, doing a huge amount of damage on Lucario. Not enough to finish it off, though, as now Lucario will get a Flash Cannon off. Oh, that's a huge amount of damage on Breloom there. Lucario losing some HP. Of course, Breloom with that pesky recovery. But yeah, that Conkeldurr KO might have actually helped him out a little bit in terms of him being able to get some momentum, because now he has priority Vacuum Wave, and with Lucario being a faster Pokemon, it did get it off on Breloom, but Breloom with the Mach Punch afterwards to take it down. Now, the key part is here. Breloom is quite low on health. It might not even be within substitute range. It's hard to tell. But Machamp coming in now. Oh, with the Guts, it will have Bullet Punch. Let's see how much this does on Breloom. Oh, it does get the KO, so the Breloom finally being taken care of with the help of some priority moves and one singular Pokemon he does have that was able to outspeed it, although it was weak to the darn thing after all. So that was a dangerous setup, and Greta was just tearing through his team with that thing. But now the Heracross with the Choice Scarf is ready to unleash. Oh, Machamp surviving on 5 HP in the red. barely surviving that, and here comes the facade. Boom! Heracross going down in one hit, as, oh, the burn will take down the Machamp in the end after all. Wow, both Pokemon clashing in a fierce battle of wills as both go down, and now, actually, both trainers are on their last Pokemon. Greta is in there with her Umbreon, whereas Marshall has the Throw. Now, obviously, the type advantage is Throws, but it is asleep. But Foul Play not doing anything at all, as Throw will wake up, and here comes the Storm Throw. That is a guaranteed critical hit move, and it is stab and super effective. So Umbreon actually tanking that relatively well, all those factors considered, as it does have the leftovers to recover some of its health, and so does Throw. This is a bulky battle, although the one problem here being is that Greta cannot poison the Throw with Toxic, or else it will increase its attack due to Guts. And Umbreon getting off the Wish there, whereas, oh, Throw is going to go for the knockoff here. A good play from Marshall, as that will get rid of Umbreon's method of recovery. With that being said, we did see it just go for the Wish, so now we'll have to see if Greta is going to, yeah, she's going to go for the Protect to get the free recovery. So Umbreon did lose its item, but it did not lose its will. But, oh, Throw does have the Substitute. We have not seen that yet. So Marshall pulling off a Substitute, a decoy of his own after all that Breloom Substitute shenanigans stuff, as now Throw behind the Substitute, and I fear that Umbreon will not have enough power to be able to knock it out in one turn here. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. No, and Throw going for the bulk up now. Realizing he has an opportunity here is Marshall. He's behind the Substitute, so bulk up will raise his attack and defense. Now keep in mind that Umbreon's Foul Play increases in attack in proportion to how much the opponent's attack is. So this is actually a bit of a dangerous play, as now Foul Play will most likely take down the Substitute for Throw, but now Throw will have an increased attack, which is quite dangerous on the face of it, as Throw now going for the, oh, the bulk up again. So this is getting even more dangerous. Each trainer has a way that they could increase the opponent's attack, but it's something that they really need. Umbreon needs the Toxic on Throw, Throw needs to bulk up. This is a weird, crazy dynamic between the two of them, as now the Foul Play, whoa, that did huge damage. Oh, it was a critical hit. So I was thinking that was just the attack raises from Throw, but no, that was a crit, and Throw returning a crit of its own, why doesn't he? Has now more leftovers recovery, which Umbreon does not have. I fear this is tipping the scale in favor of Marshall, as Greta is running out of room, going for the Foul Play. No, it doesn't do much without the crit, as Storm Throw now coming in on the Umbreon, and that will finish the battle. What an epic clash between a Battle Frontier member and an Elite Four member, both immensely powerful, strategic, and intelligent trainers. What a thrilling show that was, as a point will be given to Team Unova.